Well, as weirdly fun as it is, I need to stop playing with this wheelbarrow before I hurt myself. Ah! It's not a bad day again today. It looks pretty good. Anyway, first night sleeping in the beast. It's a bit cold, and I plugged my phone into charge. It doesn't actually have any power, so yeah, not brilliant. But anyway, we got to get on with quite a bit of stuff today. I was having a bit of play with that wheelbarrow earlier on, but yeah, I grazed my knee, hurt a little bit. So two main things to get on with today. We need to take the chainsaw back to Mr Trevaskis because we're pretty much done with it. We don't really need it anymore. We might need it in the future, so we'll have to keep him sweet just as we start to clear up this area. There's quite a lot of trees, but for a minute we'll take it back, and yeah, at least he knows when we borrow something we do return it. There's nothing worse than someone not returning something you lend them. But also I'm thinking when we're on the way, we'll chuck a couple of these pieces in the boot. So just before I went to sleep last night, before my battery died on my phone, I did have a quick look on the internet, and there is a sawmill around here. So I just want to see whether they're interested in buying any of these. So naturally a sawmill, they probably want longer lengths really, but it is really good looking wood. So hopefully they'll give us something for them potentially. Whether they sell them on for a bit of profit, I'm not too sure. So we'll chuck the chainsaw into the boot of the Range Rover, and we'll probably chuck a couple of pieces of these in as well and see what we can get for them. So that's our first task of the day. The second task is this. It just looks worse every time I look at it. So we do need to get a strimmer of some sort. I thought about a lawnmower, but it just ain't gonna cut it. Literally, it ain't gonna cut it. This is just far too long and overgrown. So we're gonna have to get a strimmer, and potentially with our newest piece of machinery at the farm, the wheelbarrow. As dangerous as it is, it's going to be quite handy for picking up the old grass that we cut. Potentially we'll chop a little bit of the grass that's in this nice field just over the hedge there, and just have some food ready and see if we can have a think about getting these goats at some point soon. I don't know whether or not it will be today, but it is something we can get doing very, very soon. So yeah, so that's it. So I'm just going to bring the car down, I think, and load the boot up, chuck the chainsaw in, which I have left back in the goat shed down there, and we'll just put a couple of bits of timber in the back as well, and we'll pop to that sawmill and just let them look at a couple of bits. If they're happy with it, and they will buy it and they can do something with it, then we'll have to think of a way to load the rest of it up. Need to keep an eye out for a trailer or something really, and just to make it a bit easier on us and give us that little bit more money. Every time I look at these, we're going to have to do something about these. We're really going to have to. The brickwork on this actually doesn't look too bad. It needs a bit of a clean and probably a fresh plaster on the outside, but that's too far gone. There's no doubt about it. But I wonder if potentially we might be able to rebuild this barn. That would be quite nice, I think. It would be nice to have a piece of Nana Granda's farm still here. Just a bit safer would be ideal. So we have to look into that at some point. Not a job for today. We only just arrived yesterday. It's only our second day here. But in the near future, potentially while we still have a little bit of money, maybe we get some sort of deposit down or something to go towards getting this fixed up. It's all about the long-term goal at this point. And yeah, our money seems to be running out very quickly, so maybe we should invest it on something worthwhile before we completely run out. Yeah. Right, let's jump in the Range Rover. We'll just drive on down to the bottom to the goat shed there. We really need to get this door handle fixed. It's a pain. I'm not as agile as I used to be. It's a bit of a pain climbing over. There's lots of space in here though, so it's not too bad. And I will also say it again, we need to clean this because this is awful. Let's just reverse this around. So this will be the first time we've actually drove a vehicle down here. Hopefully, after doing it a few times, it will start to wear the road out a little bit better as well. Oh, it's not very level. It's quite bumpy. Okay, so let's just grab the chainsaw. Okay, right, that's the chainsaw in there on the back seat. So let's just take a couple of these. I reckon let's take a half decent size piece, if we can pick it up. These are heavy. So if we take a half decent size piece and then maybe one of the smaller pieces. Ooh. We'll just see what they'll give us. One for a smaller piece, one for the medium sized piece. If it's decent, then we know we're going to get something good. I mean, that I'm not looking forward to putting that big one over there at the back into the back of this Range Rover. We do need to consider some sort of trailer. Did it have a hitch? I'm sure I checked before. It does. Brilliant. Okay, right, now let's, I left this open last night. So I'll just close that back up a mo. And shut the boot up, and we'll just head on down to the sawmill and then Mr Trevaskis. There we go, started up. So let's try and see if we can get out of here. Just heading out of the village now. If I remember correctly, he didn't have any trailers in there. Do need to keep an eye out for a trailer, because we're going to need it. We're going to need it certainly when we start baling grass and things. What's that? Oh, BallySpring timber yard, here we go. So yeah, we definitely do need a trailer for when we start getting into more. I mean, eventually, you know, we're probably just going to have a couple of goats from Mr Trevaskis because they're not going to cost us any money. But eventually, bales, various things we're going to need a trailer for either way. So, alright, where do we go? Our reception is just there. Alright, we'll just park up here and pop that boot open. get these bits of wood out. Okay, right, just drop them on the ground by the door, I think, and then we'll go in and have a chat with them. Probably should have strapped these in. I could hear them rolling around and smashing about in the back when I was driving. It's not fantastic. Now, can I reach that one? Okay. Alright, let's just head in here and have a chat. It's a noisy old place. Yeah, great, no worries. Thank you very much. Okay, so I mean pretty good, to be honest with you. So they'll give us anything that sort of size, the smaller size there, they'll give us 30 quid for. This sort of size they'll give us 40 quid for. Anything slightly bigger they'll give us 50. So I seem to remember we've got a lot. So that's not too bad. That's a little bit of an income. It's all about making money, not spending it. So we're just going to have to load them up, leave them in a pile, try and separate them, they said. Do the small ones separate to the medium and then separate to the large. And then go back in, see them, and they'll sort out one payment for us. So that'll be good. So we'll just leave them there anyway. They seem pretty trustworthy. It's not like they're going to sell up business and run away with our 2 little bits of wood. Okay, right. Start up. And we'll head on a little bit further to Mr Trevaskis. Right, just leave it down towards Mr Trevaskis. Place worth noting, that looks like the recycling centre just in there. So we're going to be making a trip there very soon with all of that fly tip stuff at the bottom. It would be pretty handy, I think, actually, to have an additional gateway to actually get into the kind of field and the yard from the bottom entrance. That would be really helpful. Right, we'll park up in the same spot as last time. His van's there still, so I'm assuming he's home. Oh, his wellies are there still as well, look. Okay, now where is Mr Trevaskis? He's not standing over there waiting for us today. Oh, wherever he is, over there. Brought your chainsaw back.
Oh, lovely. You didn't have that for very long.
No, I only had 2 trees to chop down. I'm just trying to clear that reef, wasn't I? Just trying to get the area clear for the goats. I have given it a bit of a wipe down as well, so it still looks good as new. It's not too bad looking, look. Pretty shiny.
Oh, that don't matter. Don't have to worry about bloody cleaning it.
I just wanted you to know, look, you know, if I'm going to borrow something, I'm going to bring it back. That was all. I'll just pop it back over there. Is that alright?
I tell you what, my bird. Your bloody grandfather, if I lent him something, I wouldn't bloody see it again for 6 months.
Oh no, I'm not like that. Hey, that's one thing. That's one trait I didn't get from my granddad. That's for sure. No, if you lend it to me, I appreciate it. I will bring it back.
Oh, no worries, my bird.
I was just going to ask you actually, just when I was here. So, I wasn't snooping yesterday, but just when I moved your tractor down from the top end there for you yesterday, I noticed that you've got an old trailer there, kind of just perched up against a wall. It looks pretty beaten up and it's pretty old and dirty. I just wondered what you're doing with it, and you know, if it's salvageable, can I have it? Obviously, I'll pay you for it.
Oh, yeah, bloody hell, my beauty. That's been sat there bloody 5 years, I reckon. I don't use them anymore. You go have a look. If you can make use of it, then you can have it. I'll do you a good price though, of course, my bird.
Oh, I do. Well, I'll go over and have a look then, if that's alright. Right, let's go have a look at this trailer then. Oh, I didn't notice those there yesterday. They're very noisy. Probably because he hasn't fed them. See the way he's looking at me. I'll tell you what. just while we're here, favour for a favour, let's grab one of these little hay bales here. Let's see if we can sort them out with a little bit of food. Right, there we go, they've all had a bit of food there. I just ripped a little bit out of that bale, so I've just left it there in the middle. I'm sure he won't mind, we've done him a favour anyway. This is it. So what do we think? It's pretty old, it's pretty dirty. It's certainly been well used. But it's not like the wheels are on wonky, or it all looks pretty level. Even the tyres aren't too bad. Right, let's just go around the back of this wall, which I assume is around here, and just see if we can flip it over from the back. I don't know how heavy this is going to be. Let's perch up on this wall. It is heavy. Right, we've got it flipped over, sort of. At least it's the right way around now. This would be a good test on the wheel bearings to see whether or not we can actually pull that forward. Let's try and put it off. There we go. Okay. I don't think that's too bad really. Not too bad at all. If we can get down, just give it a push forward. Oh yeah, it doesn't too bad, look. I'm not having to put too much pressure into that. Okay, that's alright, you know. And he just said he doesn't use it for 5 years, so what are we looking at? We can probably get a bargain here. 100 quid maybe? Mind you, he's an old farmer. Probably wants silly money for it, I expect. Let's go see what he wants. Hello again. I've just popped some hay in your calves there, by the way, because I didn't have any left, so I hope that's alright. Just thought I'd do you a favour. Anyway, I've had a quick look at that trailer. It's a little bit old and beaten up, might be a little bit seized, but I can certainly make it work. It's going to help me a great deal. How much do you want for it? I was thinking like 100 quid.
100 quid? Don't be so daft. Oh, bloody hell. When I bought that thing in 1996, that was over £1,000 that cost me. Bloody £100. You can have it for 500.
£500? Really?
Yeah, bloody good brand of trailer that is, boy. There won't be nothing wrong with those wheel bearings. That thing ain't gonna seize ever.
Okay, well, I mean, to be fair, I know they probably are about £1,000 if I was to get one brand new. And £500 saving is £500, isn't it, I guess? Yeah, alright. You've done us a favour, you've lent us a couple of bits anyway, so yeah, 500 quid. I'll just go get it out for you, hang on 2 seconds. Ideal, thank you very much. Right, I'll just reverse the Range Rover up then. I'll reverse it into there, load it up, and then I'm going to make my way because we've got lots of things on today. I want to try and get rid of all of this stuff that they fly tipped. That is the recycling centre there at the end of your road, isn't it? Just to confirm.
Yeah, that's it, boy. Bloody good lads in there they are. Lovely. Yeah, you take your recycling in there. I tell you what, you got them 2 tractors you said about there yesterday. They do take on scrap mail as well. You want to have a chat with them. See if they'll buy it from you. That would be a bloody good idea.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is a good idea actually, because they're just in the way. Alright, I'm going to go pick up this trailer. I was thinking I'd offer him the tractor for spare parts, but I don't think he's going to want that. It's pretty knackered as well, to be honest. So, right, let's jump in the Range Rover. Right, just get it started. Tell you what, for an old Range Rover though, this starts lovely every time, no problem. Right, let's just reverse here, make sure we don't run over. Hey, we're not playing dodge the children today, we're playing dodge the old man. Right, don't walk in my way. Hey, that trailer's so beaten up and dirty, it almost makes the Range Rover look better. Okay, let's make sure this fits, no problem. Wonderful. That looks pretty good. Suits it quite well, actually. Right, let's head on back to the farm with our new trailer. Pulls it no problem. Is it all attached alright? Yeah, it is pretty good. So, we need to get rid of that wood. We know that we're going to get half decent money for it now, so that's good. And we also need to get rid of the rubbish that's been dumped at the bottom. Okay, nearly back at the farm. I think we'll mix it up a little today, so we'll stick a load of all of that recycling and first head down to the recycling centre, introduce ourselves, say that we've come recommended from Mr Trevaskis, hopefully. We need to hopefully get them on side and see if they're willing to take the two tractors away, the damaged Massey and that burnt out old whatever it is, burnt out old piece of metal. Yeah, hopefully they'll buy it from us as well. I can barely see where I'm going. I know it's this way somewhere. Oh, there we go. I can see a track a bit better now. We need to sort this out. We need to make this road a bit clearer, and we need to make this windscreen a bit clearer. If I put into this area here, hopefully it's not going to be too much trouble to reverse. Although I can't actually see where the trailer is out of this window. I can just about make out the back of it. Oh, there it is, I can see it now. Okay, right, let's try and get this down there. These small trailers sometimes are really hard. Pop my head out the window. Oh, that's a bit easier. Okay, brilliant. Right, let's get a load done. Chuck a load into this trailer. Where do we even start? Alright. Yep, chuck it all in. Let's get going. Well, it's looking much better already. Not too bad. Just found a few bags, so I've just filled them with some rubble as well. And we'll chuck them into the boot of the Range Rover, I think. I'll just bend down. Bend your legs, not your back. We'll just chuck these into the boot a moment. This one. We may not fit all of these in. But we're going to be making a few trips anyway. Can we get one more of these bags in there? I reckon so. Let's climb up on the trailer, get it in a bit easier. Oh dear. Right, quick, let's shut the boot up quick. Okay, lovely. The weight of that trailer and the weight of those bags in the back is certainly making this look back heavy. This might be an interesting drive. Let's head down to that recycling centre. See if we can sweet talk them into buying some other rubbish from us. This is real bumpy and I haven't strapped in all of that rubbish. So hopefully we don't lose any on the way. That wouldn't be very good. Although, if we do tip it out on the road, at least it's not on our farm. But then I guess will be the fly tippers. Let's head on up here. Need to think about a generator as well, you know. Maybe some fuel in a generator. I need to be able to charge my phone. And it'd be quite nice to have a cup of tea. So I don't know where we're going to pick one of those up from. We have on the way back got to stop off at the shop anyway to see if they've got any strimmers. So we'll ask them, see if they've got generators as well. More costing, but then maybe the wood's going to pay for that. Right, so recycling centre is here somewhere. I know it's on the right, I just don't know where the entrance is for it. Just keep an eye out. Between the mud. Oh, red and white pole. Right, let's head here. It must be this one. We've got to get out and manually open it. Oh, ideal. Right, so yeah, this is it. We've got a lot of heavy machinery in here as well, which might be quite handy because we've got a lot of heavy things that need moving, i.e. a burnt out house. Right, let's just stop the engine, jump on out. I figure out which skip is for what. Not really tall enough to see in there. I can't see what's in there at all. Plastic bottles, we haven't got any of those. Well, that one hasn't got anything in it. Okay, well, let's just start unloading and we'll see what they say. Right, wood's done. I had to put the wood in the end one. He told me off. Come out, he did. Had to go at me, the recycling man. I put a bit of wood in this middle one. Apparently that was the wrong thing to do. He wasn't very happy. But it's fine, it's just one bit of wood. It's going to have to stay in there now, I'm not getting in. What he did say though was this was for general waste, so we'll just chuck these bags in here. Come up this ladder. Brilliant. Right, that's the last of that. Lovely. Right, I'll just leave that there. We won't shut the boot in a minute. We'll pop into this little office over here and just have a quick chat with them about potentially these scrap tractors, see what they say. Yeah, okay then. Yeah, no worries. Thanks very much. I'll see you next week. Ideal. Okay, so we've just spent 500 quid. However, what we spent it on is certainly worthwhile. They're going to come around next week with their machinery. £500 just a deposit, by the way. But they're going to knock down and take away the house, which is great news because it isn't safe. It'll free up a little bit more room as well. I can reverse the caravan back a little bit more into that corner. And it's one of those things, it needs doing. If we're going to make a future out of the farm and the farmhouse, it needs to be rebuilt. So, yeah, whilst they're there, they are going to take away the two scrap tractors. Unfortunately, though, they didn't give us anything for them. However, they're not going to charge us to take them away, so I think that's fair, to be honest with you, because if nobody wants them, we're going to have to pay someone to take them anyway. If we brought them here ourselves, we could weigh them in and get the scrap metal value for it, but then we're going to have to lease the trailer suitable. We do not have the equipment to even get them loaded up onto a trailer, so it just makes sense, really. So yeah, anyway, so they're coming around next week. They're going to bring, I'm assuming they're going to bring that, or maybe that one, but they're going to start to demolish the house, or at least the 4 walls made of brick, I should say. But that would be good. Traction. Things are moving in the right direction. So let's head on back. I think this time around, like we said, let's flex it up a little bit. We'll load the trailer up with the timber and take that to the sawmill, make some money out of that. And, well, you never know. We might even make back our £500 deposit that we've just paid. The final amount, nobody knows. How long's a piece of string? I guess. Let's close up the boot, head on back.